Do you have your father's black straight hair or your father's height? If compared, you will find several characters that you have taken after your mother or father. Passing the characters from one generation to the next is called heredity. Can you tell if the heredity of traits from parents to offspring is random or not? Or does it follow some rules? Gregor Mendel conducted hybridization experiments on pea plants to observe the pattern of inheritance of genetic traits. And in this video, we will be discussing the monohybrid cross. It is one of the different types of hybridization experiments done by Mendel. A monohybrid cross includes parents with a single contrasting characters studied the inheritance of the gene governing the chosen character. For instance, Mendel crossed tall and short pea plants to observe the inheritance of the gene stem height in garden pea. The germination of seeds from the cross between tall and short pea plants obtained the first hybrid generation. It is known as filial progeny or the F1 generation. To continue the study of the inheritance over generations, he self-pollinated the F1 generation and obtained the F2 progeny. So can you imagine which character the F2 progeny exhibited? The F2 progeny includes tall and short plants in the 3:1 ratio, which means 3 out of 4 F2 plants were tall while 1 was short. However, none of the F2 plants was of intermediate height. This means that the blending of the trait was not observed. Mendel found similar result for all the monohybrid crosses done with parents showing other contrasting traits. Here you might ask about the inference drawn by Mendel based on the above mentioned observations. Mendel proposed that factors are the unit of inheritance that govern the genetic traits. Here, factors are known as genes now. So, a factor or a gene might exist in an alternative form that calls for contrasting traits. These different forms of the same gene or a factor is called as alleles. It is customary to show that the allele that governs the trait expressed in the F1 with a capital letter. Here you can see P, capital R, capital Y, G, I, T and A stands for the dominant trait. That is the trait which is expressed. The other trait is written in lowercase letters, that is the recessive traits. So the capital T and small t are the alleles that impart tall and short height respectively. According to Mendel, factors are present in pairs. A true breeding or homozygous organism for a trait carries 2 copies of the identical allele for a particular gene. For instance, the allelic pair for the stem height present in true breeding tall and short pea plants would be capital T and small tt. Here, capital TT and small tt represent the genotype of true breeding tall and true breeding short plants respectively. The phenotypes are tall and short here, which describes the morphological expression of the genotype. Now think, if a pea plant can have an allelic pair capital T and small t, the organism having a pair of dissimilar alleles for a gene are called heterozygous. The F1 plants obtained in the above mentioned cross were heterozygous for stem height and had genotype capital T and small t. So the genotypes capital T and capital T small t express the same phenotype, which is tallness. So the monohybrid cross between the tall and short pea plants can be shown using combination of alphabets as genotypes. Here 3 tall is to 1 short is the phenotypic ratio and the genotypic ratio is 1 capital T is to 2 capital T small t is to 1 small t, that is 1 is to 2 is to 1. Now that you have studied the monohybrid cross, is it possible to use the organism with 2 sets of contrasting characters as parents in hybridization experiments? Just think. Now let us summarize what we have learned.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.